Hello, Sam here from the Code Cove. Today we're looking at the first type of loop you'll typically discover when learning JavaScript, the for loop. The for loop can take three parameters: initialization, condition, and iteration. Oh, oops. Condition and iteration. Let's start the first one. Initialization. This part once before the loop starts is typically used to declare and initialize a loop variable. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll change this to let I equals 0. Next, this brings us to condition. This is the looping condition that is checked before each iteration. If true, the loop will run. If false, the loop stops. So let's change this to I less than 5. The loop runs as long as I is less than 5. If it was equal to 5, the loop isn't going to run. So then this next part isn't going to get executed. And this brings us to our last parameter, iteration. This part executes after each loop cycle. It usually updates the loop variable. So our variable is I, so let's update it and +1 each time. So in full, we declared our variable inside the loop, we added a condition, and as long as the condition is true, I will increment by 1 after each loop. So in the console, if we have a look, there we go. So we've got 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. The condition is false when it hits 5, so it only goes up to 4, and I is declared as 0 at the beginning, so it starts on 0. All of these parameters are optional. If we declared I outside of the loop, we wouldn't need this, and it would still run. Inside the loop, we could declare two variables, and that would still be absolutely fine. And in fact, we can just go ahead and have no parameters. But this brings us to something we all know, the iconic infinity loop. If I have a look at this inside the console, as you can see, it's currently freezing because it's looping over and 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 over again. And my computer's gonna start dying. There are plenty of ways to end up in an infinite loop, like when your friend has too much beer and keeps looping around the same subject over and over again. But the bottom line is, if a condition isn't changing and it's always going to return true, you're going to loop forever, and that's exactly what this is doing. By default, when there's no parameters, JavaScript treats this as true. So where is a good place to use a for loop? When you want to iterate over an array or characters in a string. So let's have a look at the most common iterating over an array. So we have an array of 8 planets, and our for loop is going to run while I is less than the length of the planet array, which is 8. This for loop saves us a bunch of time. We can now log each planet's position and name to the console in one go by using this loop. Because the loop starts at 0, I've added 1 to the console log each time it loops so the planet's positions are correct. So we have a look in the terminal. We have Planet 1, Mercury, Planet 2, Venus, Planet 3, Earth, and so on. This saves us so much time, and this is such a common use case for the for loop. And that's the basics of the for loop in JavaScript. Hopefully now you have a solid understanding of how it works and where to use it. Try writing your own for loops and see what you can do. Experiment with different conditions, step values, or even nested loops. Let me know in the comments what you come up with. If you haven't already, consider subscribing. It really helps out my small channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.